first question is company culture more important than salary?
The aim going into month one was like, just maybe fill a job and just pay ourselves a bit of money. We did $125,000 in the first 4 weeks, which was, I think, more than my entire previous year's earnings. And then, so we booked the table at the Tropic down in Burley. We got absolutely hammered. Me and Ads were like trying to be like all bougie, getting old fashioned. So looking at the menu and it's like the lobster and it says MP next to it. And I'm like, what does MP mean? Because I've never been in this position before. The guy goes, $350. And Ads goes, yep, we'll just get a serve of the $40 prawns.
We'll get some chips.
That was good. Yeah.
So, can a toxic top performer ever be worth it?
Question. You go.
No.
Why?
No one's ever bigger than the business.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Two Blokes, One Business podcast. I'm going to be your host today, a little bit different. And I'm sat down with Adam Powell and Harvey Rivers, and we're going to do a hot takes debate on certain things to do with business. So
this is going to be a fight to the death.
Yeah.
So Rosie Delaney's on the mic today, moderating a heated discussion, all things values, identity, the way things should be done. And we're very different people, me and Harv. Very similar, but also very different. I'm keen to dive into who's right and who's wrong.
This is quite
weird,
intimidating the way we're sat here, isn't it?
Mate, full eye contact.
You're like full on down the barrel. Let's have it. But yeah, we're very, very different. I think it works in the business because we have two differing opinions that form one in the middle. I think if either of us were doing this on our own,
we'd be fucked.
We'd be gone by now. Ads would have been like the epitome of like the speedboat that would have crashed into 28 yachts by now and just sunk. Yeah. And then I'd probably still
I still haven't
got in the boat.
Yeah. You'd still be trying to figure out a name.
Name. Yeah.
So no filters, no fluff, just truth. So, first question is company culture more important than salary?
Oh, so when you're hiring someone for that company, if I was going to take a new job, would I look at salary or culture? I'll jump in half of this one.
Shock. Mr. Quick.
Oh, God.
Don't say it. Look, I'm going to go culture here, because I think it probably goes against what people think I would have said. And the reason being is, say there's a job on the table for 100 grand and there's another one for 120, right? If the culture at the one that's paying you 120 is horrendous, you're not going to be there the full year to actually realise the full 20 grand increase. So really it's a bit of a moot point. Whereas the one at 100, if it is the right place for you, you feel supported, there's development, and you see yourself being there long term, the money always comes. So that 20 grand isn't really 20 grand because you wouldn't be there for the full year anyway, is my take on it.
True.
I agree.
You can't agree, mate. It's going to be a fucking shit.
Yeah.
I agree on that's our take as a recruiter.
Okay.
I don't think job seekers see it that way.
Why not?
Because I think people are just too fixated on salary.
Why shouldn't they be?
Hey?
Why shouldn't they be?
Why shouldn't they be fixated on salary? But that's opposite to what you said.
I'm just asking you.
Counter-argument.
When people come and they'll go, here's a 120 job, here's a 100K job. If it's the same job, I reckon way more than half people are going to go to the 120 because the culture is more so the long-term play. And I think it's so hard to actually know what a culture's like until you're in a company. Dependent on if you're applying direct, the company's never going to tell you their culture's shit. Some shit recruiters will tell you the culture's great when it's shit. So I think there's two answers to the question. I think the longer term answer is culture's way more important. That's what keeps people. I think the short term answer of what attracts people to a new job or a role, I think it's salary hands down.
What about then if I'm being paid overs? Say I'm a 100 grand candidate, right? And I'm pretty self-aware and I know I'm worth 100 grand to this business for the value I bring. And then there's an offer for 130. Short term, you're thinking, great, I can go on that extra holiday. I can buy my dog fucking premium dog food.
I love how that was your first thought.
I'm thinking about Murphy, right? We've been cooking him mince and veg, so we can buy him fucking extra 5-star lean mince.
Give right? An egg as well, maybe.
Chuck an egg in there for the lad. It's so hard not to look at the dollar signs and go, look at all these things I can do with the extra 10, 20, 30 grand in my pocket. But then on the flip side of that, if you are that self-aware and you know you're 100 grand candidate, you know, you've kind of got that feeling of, I'm not good enough already. You're going in there with expectations above and beyond what you can actually deliver as well. So you're coming in under pressure. Like the guys are expecting big things from you as well.
Yeah, I think 100% agree with your thought train. I just think when push comes to shove, I think people always go for the money. It's like, right, family if are all, they never fall out, right? Someone dies in the family and then all of a sudden we're talking about their assets and their money and where it goes. All of a sudden, when money's involved, there's uproar and people fall out.
Yeah.
So I just think natural, like human nature, I think we're just inclined to go towards the money. I'm not saying that's the right thing, but I think if we're looking at it's two questions. What's more important longer term? 100% culture. If you want to keep staff or you want to enjoy your job and your life, you go to the place with the culture. If it's about attraction,
I think
it's money.
I think as well, like to put my 2 pence in, it's situational, because if you've been in an environment where the culture was just shit, you're looking for that. Like, what was the first thing that I said to you guys? Like, I was looking for a job 3 months ago. I interviewed with you guys. My first thing was no brainer. Culture is the most important for me. So it's completely situational. If you've not been in an environment where the culture's been shocking, you probably don't even have that on your radar.
You expect it to be good anyway.
Yeah.
I think the reason I had it, I spoke to a chap yesterday. They're two roles, reasonably similar level for someone of his experience. I've sent them both over. The culture's not crap at one of these companies, but the one company is definitely more of a challenge in terms of the role, the environment, but it had a high price tag. And he came back. Even when I was talking to him on the phone, it was all weighted towards the one with the higher price tag. The job briefs were sent. He's come back, zero interest in the lower, all wants to go towards the higher price tag. The lower price tag would probably be an easier environment.
Here's another question. I'm going to jump in and take Rosie's job here. It's talking about culture. Is the culture the company's responsibilities or the employee's responsibilities?
Great question. In the first instance, the company. Yeah. I think it's the people that own the company, the execs that run the company, to create a positive environment and culture. And then I think it's finding the right people, which again is the responsibility for the execs and the owners. It's finding the right people in the right seats that then add towards that positive culture and just enhance it further. I think on the flip side, if from the leaders in the business, it was just a shit show and where like they're saying to the people, no, you're the ones that should make it positive. I don't think that's...
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there, which again, it's not great for the listeners here, is it? But I think it's the company sets it. This is what the culture is. And then it's about adding, then it's the responsibilities on them to bring people in who only add to the culture. And then it kind of evolves. I feel like we're at a point now with Harwell where the culture's set and now the people we're bringing in, we're trying to add in different attributes, different skill sets maybe, different perspectives too, to elevate rather than just stay as we are.
Yeah, and we've had feedback from staff that have left the business on things that they didn't like or things that we could have done better. And we've taken that quite seriously as owners to, one, ask for the feedback, two, reflect on it, and three, actually implement some change off the back of it. And that can only be done by owners and execs.
The big thing that comes to mind there is what Jack Henderson was saying about how do you know what to take on board and what to protect and remain yourself. Because the last thing you can do is hire 20 people. Everyone's got a different idea of what the culture should be. You try and take everyone's feedback in, and then you end up being the culture for no one because it's so vanilla, so plain. So Jack's very big on going, this is me. This is who I am. I hire people who are also within this same world of what I see the world to be. And that's why the culture's so good.
Yeah, and it works for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great episode, that.
Do you think that can bleed across into like your personal life then?
How do you mean?
Say your company is your friend group.
Okay.
If people are, perhaps in a friend group that might not be fulfilling them. I'm trying to think, how can people relate to this if they're not an exec or an owner of a business that dictates the culture? I think if people are in a friend group that's perhaps not serving them, might be blaming themselves for it, when really they could just be in the wrong environment.
Yeah.
We've had that. Not that we were in the wrong environment, but as we've gone on this journey, we've had to change our environment or limit our time spent in certain different environments to create a different outcome for us as individuals. And I think so many people get stuck in just, this is what it's meant to be. Like, this is my friend group. This is what we do. This is what everyone else does. And it's hard to actually make that change and break out of it.
I'm thinking of why you choose to hang around with people, right? And I think that comes back down to the mindset you've got as well. If you've got a growth mindset and you know where you want to be, the saying you always hear is you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with, right? So if I know I want to be a $100 million property developer, there's no point hanging around with the boys at the pub who don't work in property for that instance, right? I need to then get in the rooms of property people if that was the answer there. And then the level after that is, so whose fault is it I'm not hanging around with property developers? Is it my mate's fault because they're not in property, or is it my fault because I haven't sought them out?
Yeah, there's so many parallels, isn't it? Like, if you want growth in your personal life, absolutely, the right friend group or the 5 people closest to you can create that growth, and it's no different to picking the right company. Like, if you're, I don't know, an engineer and you want to become a chief engineer one day, like, probably don't go to the company that's a family-run surveying firm that is the same size now that they were 30 years ago and has no appetite for growth, because that's not the right environment to get to where you want to be. It's go to the guys that were on the AFR, have grown 10x in the last few years, and they're going to continue growing. It's so many parallels to business and life.
I think going back as well, I think that it is an employer's responsibility to put employees in a situation where you can relate to your colleagues outside of work. So, like, for example, like us guys, like, we do last Friday of the month socials. Obviously we do end of financial year trips. If there's ever a social outside of that Friday social, everyone's invited. Like, you work with your mates. And I think that probably leads in really nicely to the next question.
Great segue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Thank
She's so
you.
good at this.
Maybe I've done this before.
Oh my God.
So is spending on perks and retreats actually ROI positive?
Good question. I think the ROI has layers to it. I think if you're looking $1 in, $2 out, no. But if you're looking dollars in, which then one, helps you attract better people because you're a company that does fun things, which is good. 2, the team when they're together, everyone's a lot happier, which then makes them a lot more productive. Feel like they belong a lot more. They've got more buy-in. It's not just a job. They've got a bit of ownership of the company doing well.
Yeah.
So that's where you definitely get an ROI. And then for us, what we've started to do is do the fun stuff, get the team feeling happy and belonging, and then record that motherfucker. So then we can post that. And that's where the ROI comes from, because that's the content then which we use to then show our company culture, which then helps get more clients, which then we fill more jobs, which then the money comes back through the door.
And also people see the culture of the business and then want to work with us because they feel like they know us before they've even contacted the company, which, you know, works in our favour. What about you, Harv?
Yeah, it's not an investment such as, invest 100K in a new salesperson. You know, on average from your other salespeople, that's going to bring you 400, 500K in revenue back through the door. It's not that sort of investment. It is more so in all of the other things around that. I know we use the buzzword of culture, but it does do things to impact the culture. It might mean that you keep someone for a year longer than what you might have, or 2 years longer. So then the ROI is you don't have the sunken costs of training someone that leaves the business, and then you're hiring again, potentially at a higher salary bracket, depending on what the market's doing. And then you're spending more time and energy into training that new person. So you probably couldn't put a dollar figure on it exactly, but I think there's definitely a good ROI on it. If it's done right as well. Because culture's not just fucking pizzas in the office on a Friday, is it?
I remember that we used to have the end of period where we used to work. It was, oh, great, you've smashed the targets. We're going to give you a $200 voucher between 20 of you to go to the Blokes Club on a Friday afternoon. And half people didn't show up. Then it was actually had a negative effect. Really then, because you're going, well, it doesn't feel like a celebration. Because we're getting short-changed it a little bit. Yeah,
it actually did, because then you'd go, like, the group that did go would be like, why don't they want to come and enjoy it and stuff like that? So it actually caused, in that instance, separation in the group, isn't it?
The opposite.
Remember our first end of period for Harwell?
No.
We this probably
Should I?
I'll tell you the story and you'll probably know why.
Okay, yeah, go on.
So we had an absolute belter first month. The aim going into month one was like just maybe fill a job and just pay ourselves a bit of money. We did $125,000 in the first 4 weeks, which was I think more than my entire previous year's earnings. So I was like, fuck. And then it was just me and Ads. So we booked a table at the Tropic down in Burley just with Brit and Mads. And we got absolutely hammered. Me and Ads were like trying to be like all bougie, getting old fashions.
Oh my God.
But we don't really like old fashions because it's whiskey. So we were also ordering a beer at the same time. So we're chugging these old fashions and drinking beers. And we were like, we're going big here. So
did you get a little bit white girl wasted?
we were looking at the menu and it's like the lobster. And it says MP next to it. And I'm like, what does MP mean? Because I've never been in this position before. Market price or something like that. And our Ads goes, well, ask what it is. I went, we don't fucking care. I was like, just get it. Anyway, he goes, what's the market price for the lobster? The guy goes, $350. And Ads goes, yeah, we'll just get a serve of the $40 prawns, I think, instead.
We'll get some chips.
That was good. Yeah,
oh my God, that's hilarious.
I think we ran off like a $800, $900 lunch bill, didn't we, on a Friday?
But you know what, the feeling we had doing that was fucking worth it.
And I bet it fueled you for like the next 4 weeks.
We then took the foot off the gas massively for the next 4 weeks and we had a fucking stinker, but we needed that kick up the arse.
Yeah.
2 hour lunch breaks and packed fair, wasn't it?
That was good.
Cool. Okay, so that's leading into our next segment, which is I'm just like, let's keep this going. We've got a lot of questions to get through.
Segue Rosie.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, so on to team, talent, and trust. The 3 T's. Cool. So, do you need to fire fast to grow fast?
Yes.
And we don't need to expand if you don't want to. Just to...
I can expand. And I actually this belief came from a conversation we had with Bryce. Owns awesome business in the civil and plumbing game. They're going on a massive growth trajectory at the moment, and they've turned over a few staff, and we've been asked to re-recruit those roles. And the phrase he used was he just said that a few people got altitude sickness.
Really good.
Wow, I like it.
And I think that's such a powerful analogy because you hire for what's right for the business now or in the near future, but sometimes a business goes through such aggressive growth that you're not always going to get it right, and not everyone's going to be along the journey forever. Like someone left our business in the last few weeks who just said, where you boys want to go with this business and the commitment and passion you put into it, that's not me. So they deselected themselves. So I think it's going to happen. If you're growing severely at a severe pace, people get altitude sickness. They're going to drop off along the way because it's just not the life they signed up for.
Yeah.
I guess to counter that, we're in a lucky position where we've got a core group of staff where we can lose someone who's not fully in, and it almost has a positive impact. Whereas imagine if we were a team of 3 and then you've got someone who, and I'm not talking about this person now, but in general, you've got someone who isn't the right fit. You can't just start firing fast because you'd never be able to grow.
So true, yeah.
You know, you'd never know what a good fit is long term. So firing fast, I think, is powerful if you're super clear-minded. I know it's hard at the early days, and we struggle with this with where it's not that clear. It could work, but it also might not.
Yeah.
That's when I think the more established you are, the faster you can fire because you've got such a clear identity of what variety is. Whereas at the start, what Harwell from day one to then Harwell after year 1, 12 months in, completely different. And a year later again, even more different than what it was before.
Yeah.
But the people we hired were right at the time. But then at what point do you then decide they're not? So it's fucking hard, isn't it?
It's a balancing act. Like this, obviously the person we lost, I'm absolutely fucking gutted. She's a legend.
The whole team.
But just, it wasn't for her. Yeah. And you got to have the mix. I think there's people in this business like Rosie, Katie, or everyone we've got here now, really, for example, like I can see them, even with the growth, the aggressive growth of this business, in 5 years, I can't see 100%. The business outgrowing the people because I think we're all in the right demographic. We've all got the right values and goals. Yeah. But you can't get that in 100% of your people. And I think as long as, depending on what size you are, it's harder when you're just 3 people. But say you're above 5, if you've got a core group of 4 or 5 people that are the long-term solution, and then every now and then there's 1 or 2 along the outside that come in, are great for a year or 2, and then it outgrows them and they choose to go elsewhere, but they've contributed to the trajectory of the business. I think that's also a great outcome. And the person that left the business last week said she looks back on her time, she fucking loved it here.
Yeah,
She said like it was
exactly.
class, an awesome experience, it was fun, but it's just not where she sees herself in 5 years, so didn't want to waste our time anymore.
Yeah, which you
No
can
worries.
respect. And like,
Yeah.
I know that, people have been in contact to be like, obviously gutted, but like happy that you're doing this for you. And like you're thinking about the business as well as yourself, like, but
But before we move on, I can't remember who the conversation was, Hard. Maybe you can. It was as a maybe. And he was talking about every year they get rid of the bottom 20%.
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a big company. So it was like kind of how it naturally moves is, like over the course of 12 months, the bottom 20% performers get moved on. They replace them, obviously raise the average. And that's how they kind of get better as a business.
I suppose that would become like quite known within the business as well. So like you constantly wanting to like,
Yeah, it's pretty brutal,
raise the
right?
bar.
Pretty clinical.
Yeah.
I can't remember what kind of business it was. I listened to that going, fuck, it makes sense from a pure performance point of view. I'm not sure how
but really cutthroat.
human it is,
Yeah.
and how you then measure the bottom 20%.
Yeah, it's not as simple as that, is it? Because the bottom 20% might have really good friendships in the work environment with people that are in your top 30 or 40%, and then they get pissed off because you've sacked their mate and you might lose them. Like it's
Okay.
it's hard work, isn't it?
It is. Right. We've got a few questions, so I'm going to like,
Get for him.
yeah.
Kick us on.
So can a toxic top performer ever be worth it?
Good question. You go.
No.
Why?
No one's ever bigger than the business. Same with football clubs. Like I'm a big Man United fan. There's been a clear out, and there's been some bad times over the last few years because they've let players dictate as if they were bigger than the club. No one player is ever bigger than the club. No person's ever bigger than the business, even if that was me or Ads.
I reckon a couple of years ago, I'd have seen the fear of letting someone go who was a top performer. I'd have gone, fuck, well, we're going to lose X amount of money or revenue or whatever. But now I think you can probably get better output of two good performers and then kind of get the same result rather than one who ring fences clients or jobs or whatever and kind of stand on their own little silo. So I think, how do you get to a toxic performer though? Right? Is that because they've kind of been given free reign? Were they hired and that's the way they were?
Yeah,
So
it's
there's
like how they
probably a bit of-
change.
there's
like,
probably a bit of managing to do, I guess, along the way as to why that is. And maybe the role's not for them. Either the role in itself and they shouldn't be in the business, or maybe the role, the makeup of it. I'm thinking now it's someone who's really, really good at BD, right? And then they don't want to do candidate side, or can we just shape the role and then give them more of what they're good at and less of what they're not? Would that then take out some of the toxicity? Maybe. But I think what you'll lose, you'll make up 80% of it by osmosis anyway, if you got rid of them. I think long story short.
Yeah. I agree, mate. There's managing it, but I can see from a business owner in a small business, if this person, and in some senses, especially in the recruitment world, a top performer, if you have an agency of 4 or 5 people, that one person could make up more than 50% of your revenue or close to 50% of your revenue. You rip that out of the business, all of a sudden you're in the red, not the green. So I can see why some people let it go on, but yeah, I think that was an easy one.
Yeah. Okay, next one. You can't be liked and be a great leader. True or false?
False for me.
False.
I think it's the old school mentality of lead with a stick, beat people into following orders. But I think these days it's a lot more inspiring. I think you've got to sell people on the vision and they've got to be bought in. Otherwise, the revolving door is always going to be there if it's just a job. Yeah. Which again, some massive companies, fair enough, because if they report to shareholders and it's publicly listed, how much buy-in is there really to the founders, depending on how you're kind of wired. But we're going to company like ours, we wouldn't have a business if that was the way it was treated as well. And I think it's a blessing and a curse that we're still deep in the trenches. I think guys can see that we're on the same level playing field as them. Obviously, as time goes on, and that probably won't be the case forever, the magic for us will be keeping the familiarity of we understand the pain you're going through and how hard it is, but also we've got separation because we need to run the business as well. So long story short, I think you don't have to be like that.
Yep.
Yeah. I read a stat the other day, I think going back 40 years ago, the average person would have 3 jobs in their entire career. So on average working careers, people are staying in places 10 to 15 years. I think now that stat's already up to like 20 jobs in your career. So what that means is it's becoming a lot more frequent and accepted that people are moving jobs more frequently.
Yeah.
So if you go for that old school mentality of lead with the stick, it's my way or the highway, people just go, yeah, sweet, I'll take the highway, I'll go find something else.
And I guess with the rise of social media, you can see other good companies.
Yeah.
So it really highlights the gap between where you are and what other people in that shiny new grass over the fence have got to. Whereas maybe 20 years ago, it was all newspaper based.
Yeah.
You don't really know if the building next door have got a good culture or a bad one. You probably just expect it to be more of the same.
It's like the magnifying glass in the modern generation is like so much more intense. Like, especially with things like have you heard of like cancel culture?
Yeah.
So huge. And like the littlest thing, if that resurfaces, all of a sudden, bad press, and that can destroy reputations, can destroy businesses. Like it's so important for people to handle their business in the right way.
Entrepreneurship's bigger now than it's ever been as well, and that's because of the rise of tech and how accessible and easy it is for people nowadays. Like I spoke with a CFO the other day. She'd left a role, she was just burnt out. Company had gone through incredible growth over the 3 or 4 years she was there. She'd made so much transformational change, hadn't really been remunerated alongside that growth, and just went, I'm going to resign because I've got a bit of time up my sleeve. And then she's gone, well, actually, in the sector I was working in, I'm quite well known. I only need to pick up 5 small consulting clients to replace my salary, and I now work for myself. And I'm so accessible to find new people or for people to find me through platforms like LinkedIn. All of a sudden, you've just lost a good CFO out of the workforce. Now going to consult 2 young children, husband's got a business. Yeah. That's her done. Like, she's fine.
Which again comes back to the social media because you're so aware of all these other people who've done the same thing. It takes a lot of that risk and fear out of it. Yeah. You see other people taking big bets and backing themselves and it paying off. So you kind of think, why not me?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Next question is, what is the effects of founders being friends with the team?
I think it's a massive positive, personally. I think it gives you another level of commitment and kind of accountability. And who I'm thinking of here is, say, Jackie, right? If she makes a mistake in her role, she's pissed off about it, right? She should be. But she generally gets cut because she feels like she's let me down as a friend. Which isn't great. You don't want people to feel like that. Rather than, it's just a job, I've just fucked it up, but who gives a shit? She generally has so much care for me and Harves and for the business, where it's another level of motivation to go and do it right and do the right thing and be as good as you can be. And I think you can get that with people who you aren't friends with before you hire them. Of course, there's a lot of good people out there who genuinely give a shit about where they work, but it's just that transition period in. Whereas when you hire a friend like a Jackie, an Andy, a Chloe, straight away, they already understand you as people, they already give a shit, and then it's all a really good way to build on from there.
Yeah, we love this, like founders and hiring friends. You know, the old age saying, don't hire your friends. We're like, no, definitely hire your friends, because the experience we've had with people like Jackie, Andy, Chloe, one learning for us that we've had to kind of get better at is where you draw the line. We're lucky that the friends we've got in the business at the moment are very, very respectful. But obviously we hang out in a social setting. They know way more about us than what an all employee would from outside the business. And there's still that barrier and level of respect. I can probably see how the wrong person having that access to all information about yourself or being on a level with you in your friendship group would probably then try and abuse and exploit that. So it's got to be the right friend. But when you get it right, it's fucking awesome.
And I think hiring the right friend in terms of who's actually going to be good at the job as well. Like, there's a lot of our mates who go, oh, yeah, you know, you hiring a Harwell, like, we'll come work for you. And we're like, that might be fun for you for a period of time. But if you're not good at this job, it's going to be the fucking worst place in the world.
Yeah, literally.
If we've got high standards, we expect a lot. And unless you're actually going to turn out to be a good in your role, it's actually going to be a negative, because then you're going to lose a friend and an employee potentially as well.
Yeah. And there's one person that we're looking at for Jan, who we've been kind of having back and forth conversations with for a while. And there's still been interest over such a long period of time, which, you know, says they're genuinely seriously interested in tapping into their motivators as to why. I think this business and the change will give them a lot. But even then, I still had the upfront conversation of like, you're a really good friend. What happens if this goes wrong? Because if this goes wrong and this isn't working and we need to have a discussion where I say, hey, mate, this isn't working, you're going to have to leave the business. I still want to be really good mates with you. I don't want that to change.
Yeah.
So that's what we haven't experienced that yet, but that can be the dark side. But I think we're trying to negate that potential problem with having an upfront conversation. And that person said, mate, I don't hold grudges. If this doesn't work, I'll probably be wanting it to end just as much as you guys.
Yeah.
I think it probably comes back to how you lead as well. I think if you've got a work Harvey and then a personal life Harvey, and that guy knows the social Harvey, and it's a weird transition for them to get to know work Harvey, then it would be a bit awkward and a bit icky, because they'd be going, oh, mate, you don't really talk like that, and that's not really how you are as a person. So it'd be quite inauthentic.
It's a different version, yeah.
But I think I'd like to think we're quite similar in work, at home, at the pub, whatever. So there's no real difference in how we've got to act to integrate friends into the business. But I think it's one of our superpowers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And also, like, with you guys bringing in people that, employing people that you didn't know beforehand, I think that this team is so close and such a tight group that, like, you automatically do become so close with each other because you're with each other 8 hours, if not more, a day. And I think you two also make it your mission to, like, actually to get to know people, like, other than work. And that brings a certain level of, like, approachability. Like, I've definitely had employers before where I felt like I couldn't go and ask a question because either they'd think it was stupid or, like, like just that fear. Whereas I feel like with you guys, like, you've made it an environment where you would be like, this might sound a bit stupid, but can I ask you? Or do you know what I mean? And it's not like a bother, which is obviously credit to you guys, not to, like, kiss your ass or anything. But, like, at least the head's getting bigger. But yeah, into that, we will go into segment 3. So this is all about founder identity. So obviously quite personal. So do you believe, in fact, no, let me reword this. Founders should never be the smartest person in the room. Truth or myth?
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Two Blokes, One Business podcast.
Now, apart from being world-class podcasters, we also run a recruitment agency called Harwell.
If you're keen to learn a little bit more about what we do, then head over to our Instagram at Harwell Group and check us out.
Back to the app. 100%. Oh, no, actually, that's not as ballsy as I was going to say there. No, go on. Let rip. Come on. I was going to go 100% true, but that can't be the case from day one.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to do everything across the business, or luckily for us, at least half of it, and your business partner does the other half. But from day one, if we'd have hired a marketer, or if we'd have hired a talent manager or a business development consultant, and we didn't do that, the business would never be as solid as it is, because we wouldn't have that skill set ourselves to then jump back in if they leave, extra train and support, do the onboarding.
Yeah.
So I think now at the point that we're at, 100%, we need to hire people who know way more than us. Your case in point in that. Like, we played with marketing for a little bit. We had a bit of luck, but really we needed to get a professional in to do it, which you've done for us. So I think, looking now and forwards is 100% hire better people who are better than you and what you can do.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think there are different types of intelligence. I think a founder can be the most intelligent person in the business, because being a founder and having to know stuff across all of these different silos and bring it together while still inspire, move the business forward, do the strategy. Like, you've got to be an extremely intelligent person to be able to do that and do it consistently over a period of time. Agree with what Ad says. I think in your silos, you can't be the most intelligent person. So you can't have a finance manager or a head of finance, but you're better at finance than them. Same with marketing, same with whatever else it is in the business. So probably cop-out answer. In short, in your silos, 1,000,000%, you can't be the most intelligent person at that thing. Overall, I think you can. Because a super, super impressive head of finance or CFO could not go and do sales, could not go and do marketing, could do business ops, tech aligns quite closely. That's what I'm trying to get at with this.
So maybe it's more, you've got to be more multi-skilled rather than skilled in a real small niche.
Yeah, it's what's it, a mile wide, inch deep?
Yeah.
Don't fucking start.
You just say the
Would have touched the bottom. No.
Yours is definitely, it's not a mile wide, that's for sure.
I feel like I shouldn't be in this conversation.
Rose is like, oh God, here they go again.
That's a good point. I think the different type of intelligence is good, because you've got to be able to wear a lot of hats, and you've got to be able to be quite adaptable within chaos. A lot of the books we read, it's all about managing in chaos, right? And be able to kind of be the calm in the storm, and things are going wrong, think clearly, act clearly, act quickly as well.
Yeah, agree.
I feel like as well, like it's important to put yourself in rooms with people who you actually think know a lot more than you, because otherwise you're never going to grow. You know, like I think, you know, you guys have been to conferences, you've been to training things, like, and I can tell that you've got a wealth of knowledge, which you're now passing on to us. So therefore we're learning because you've invested in yourselves. Do you know what I mean? So
that's how we've picked our business mentors.
Yeah.
Like there's been events that we've gone to and we've chosen and paid big money to be in that room because you look around and you go, I aspire to be every business owner in this room in different senses.
Yeah.
But there's also things we've done, like there's an advisory board that we sat on, for example, and the time investment was quite a lot. And we kind of came out of there at the end of the day and said, is there one individual business that we go, oh my God, you've just blown our brains out, like we need to be you in 5 years? And the answer was no. So we chose not to be in that room.
Yeah, fair. And I suppose like leading on to things like this digital age that we live in now, I think we should go on to like, is your LinkedIn more powerful than your website?
Oh, good question.
Yes.
I knew you were going to say yes.
Don't say that, mate. I'm just about to get a new website.
Yeah.
100%. Like
Why?
fucking hands down. I'd probably say the amount of profile views and impressions we've had on our LinkedIn posts and profiles in the last 12 months will like absolutely dwarf the amount of traffic we've had to our website.
I'd probably counter that by saying it's different. It's the start of the funnel. I think people find you on LinkedIn and then you guide them into your website, which for us, the fucking funnel had a big hole in the bottom because the website was shit. Like in context, when we got it 2 years ago, we were buzzing before it was the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
We've obviously grown a lot. So now this new one we're rolling out, I'm more excited again to funnel people into the website. And I think we'll actually see a lot more inbound inquiry and opportunity come through because people will see, Harvey Rivers do a good video. They'll check out his LinkedIn. Yep, great. He's an expert. Always a bit fun too. His business looks good. They can help me. Let's go to the website. And then being real professional, really informative, really authentic again. That's when we'll be able to capture details and build the business that way, I think.
Yeah.
But again, would you rather have a shit LinkedIn and a good website? Well, no, because no one's going to get to your website because they haven't got the top of the funnel.
Yeah. This is why it works. Two different brains.
Yeah.
It's literally yin and yang. Like it's like so good.
Which one are you? I'll be yang.
Oh yeah, I'll go yin then. Fucking hell, that was a hard question. Rosie got that one on the list. Done. Tick that one.
Oh my God.
Why are you yang?
It's got an A in it. For Adam.
Yeah.
Wow. Smart.
Felt
Clever. Yeah, felt good about that. Okay.
Which one's the black one?
I don't know. Shall I
I think they both got black, haven't they?
Oh,
One's
you
got like a
mainly
black dot
white
and
dot.
one's black body.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, anyway.
That's for next week's episode.
That was a bit of a side mission. Okay, so next truth or myth. The founder is the brand in the early days.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I think people knew who we were. Especially in our world, in the recruitment world, people knew who me and Ads were. And I think that's probably why we got started quite quickly and had some good growth. We had all along, the plan was we want to build this brand where the brand is the brand.
Yeah.
But I think early on, we heavily relied on Adam Powell construction recruitment, Harvey Rivers finance recruitment, rather than Harwell. I remember our first few BD calls.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, it's Harvey Rivers from Harwell Consulting. How have you been? Who? From where? Who? Oh, don't worry about it.
Anyway.
You're advertising for a finance manager.
What about different industries? I'm thinking e-com. So say I'm selling a product, right? I know a lot of products. I wouldn't know who the founder is behind them.
Great point. Yeah, it flips on its head. Because then you go back to real estate, person
still.
I think it depends how new the brands are as well, because like, especially within like an influencer era. So like, for example, Tammy Hembrow, everyone knew Tammy Hembrow, and then she made this as a business opportunity, and now she's got like a nutrient line, a clothing line, like does brand deals. Like, so it really is situational, isn't it? Because it depends what route you've gone first. Like social media was her priority first, and then all of a sudden these businesses became available.
I think you see a lot of influencers go into the product business world because when they have such a vast following on social media, they have distribution channels from the off. And again, a lot of people will buy it just because it's Tammy Hembrow. I think probably one good way to clean cut. A lot of the industries we say it's personal brand, recruitment, real estate. They're more service-based industries, whereas like a lot of your e-com clothing brands, nutrition, High Smile, cosmetics. I'd say the product-based industries.
Yeah,
It's probably more so the brand.
One thing I've found, it seems to be the influencers were the last decade, right? Like they'd become famous for something and then they'd start selling the product. Now I think the founders are the new influencers in terms of we're going to build our profile by building Harwell, the academy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then from there, we'll get a community and an audience. And then that's when we branch out further if we wanted to as well. Because I think people want something more tangible. People are sick of seeing people who get famous just because they went on Love Island. No offense, Jake.
No shade. No shade. You do you, but
So I reckon that's the shift. And I think this long form stuff's really powerful for that because it really gets people to understand the person behind just the Instagram.
For sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. You had the boom of the influencers where it's like, wow, these incredible people making millions on Instagram, whereas now it's flipped and people want to know, or can the normal bloke up the road do it?
And how?
Yeah, and actually tell the story. Like the Creef brothers tell it so well. People just see now the influencers that sold their tech business for $180 million.
Yeah.
But because they're sharing their story, Jacques tells an incredible story where he was sleeping on a mattress on the floor in an apartment with his wife and 2 kids with like $50 in their bank.
Yeah.
Like that's the real shit people want to see because then it makes it sound more achievable. It's like, okay, he wasn't given 10 mil by a rich parent. He didn't strike lucky. They actually put everything on the line, followed a process.
And the vulnerability piece and the authenticity behind it as well. People get sick, I think, just seeing of the perfect, even like content-wise, right? If it's always perfect production, and we kind of fell into this trap a little bit of Harwell, where we got to a point where we stopped doing our little raw selfie videos. We started doing a lot more kind of professional production, and we kind of found the engagement was lacking a little bit because people see so much perfect stuff.
Yeah.
They want to see you stumble your words. They want to see you make spelling mistakes.
Yeah.
They want to know that it's real.
I actually think as well that there could have been a shift within society when Stephen Bartlett, with his podcast, The Diary of the CEO, when that started being produced and coming out, I think that was when people kind of started being like, oh, as if this was like, I just thought they were a trust fund baby. You know, they got everything handed out to them. And then they go through the story and they're like, oh my God, like they relate to it. So I think people are relating to founders and thinking, oh, well, they did it. And like, you know, like now this story becomes more relevant. People are taking that on board and they're like, we can use that and maneuver our business through the founder story.
I think that's why we're seeing a big rise in UGC. Like even like you go back to the clothing brands, it's all through consumers.
Yeah, literally.
Rather than these big polished ads strutting down the shopping street. Like, do you know what I mean?
Which they've literally spent millions on, like to produce, especially like if retailers have got like, God, I don't know, 200 stores across one country. You think like how many $1,000 for like one window in each 200 store? It's crazy. Anyway, we're gonna go into rapid round.
Rapid round.
We're not going to expand. It's literally just going to be answer and leave it at that. Okay.
I think Rosie just told us to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that time and I'm like,
stop talking so much, you idiot.
Perfect. So, LinkedIn or Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah, Insta.
Copycat.
I was going to say it first.
You go first this one.
All right.
Okay. Founder life in one word.
Hectic.
Authentic.
Why did you put an accent on then?
What was the accent?
Authentic.
I think you went a bit Indian at the end.
I thought it was more like posh. Okay. Biggest business regret.
Listening to others early on and doubting ourselves, like listening to the haters a bit too much.
Yeah.
Not embedding proper system and processes from day one. Which in hindsight we never fucking would have done. But now where we're at, there's a lot of work now going back and putting these in place to go 10 steps forward.
Both very valid. Cool. Are you motivated by fear or freedom?
Great question.
Fear.
Fear for me as well.
Copycat.
You do.
I'm older than you. I felt this first.
Best founder habit. Like if you were to say to a new founder, have this habit, what would it be?
Sales.
Oh, okay. I interpreted that different. I'm going to say morning exercise.
Yeah, that's more what I want. But
Oh, sorry. Morning exercise. Run a marathon. It's all about who you become on the journey.
What is yours? Now with that new one in mind.
Lifestyle. Not necessarily just morning routine, but can't be out fucking playing silly buggers every weekend. You lose half the week.
Yeah, cool. Good answers, guys. What is your daily non-negotiable?
I was going to go walk the dog.
Yeah, kind of have to do
I was
that.
thinking that not just because it needs to be walked, but more so the mindset side of it, right?
Yeah.
Like just to walk Murph, just fucking
He's a good
unwind for a
lad.
sec. He is a good lad. Dead non-negotiable is, I don't know how to word this, but move the needle. Like I always struggle, and if I ever look at what I'm getting in my own head and when I think things are getting overwhelming, it's because I'm just spinning plates and doing not much of anything.
Yeah.
Whereas if I just dial in on one and move the needle, I feel like I've achieved something
Because you finished it.
because I finished it or
Yeah.
I've really made good progress. That's where I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, we're actually on the track here.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Mine would be exercise in the morning for me personally. I just have a calm head. I come in way more excited,
Sets you up.
motivated for the day.
Yeah, cool. Good, guys. Next one. So, what is your leadership style in one word?
Direct.
Indirect. One word.
And then let's answer it for each other as well afterwards.
Nurturing.
I always call you that. Yeah, I think yours is going to be patient for my answer for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elite.
Oh.
What I mean by that, I've got to expand,
Yes.
is that he leads by example. It's like, just do what he
True.
does.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be elite,
Literally.
fucking get on the coattails.
Yeah.
If you want to be average, don't talk to him.
Yeah.
He probably won't talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll be
so
fired.
fair. Yeah. Yeah. No, very good answers, guys. Is it harder to start or scale?
Start.
Yeah, start.
100%.
Yeah, the fear of it. That's the biggest barrier.
Yeah. What people realize when you actually rip the Band-Aid off, and you like, we were the same. Starting this, we're like, wow, I don't know. We did it. A few people gave us a nudge, and that's what we needed. And then everyone after we'd launched for X Recruiter that came to us, and we're just like, oh, guys, just do it. Because you do it, you rip the Band-Aid off. As soon as that first deal hits, you get the belief, and then it seems like the easiest thing in the world, and you go, why was I ever so worried about this?
We
Yeah.
always talk about the perspective, the information you've got on the table of what you're making a decision off. Yes, you should be scared, but when you actually choose to make it, the doors open, the world gets way bigger. You see everyone else taking bets and taking risks, and you go, great, I'm just in the right community now. People who are also doing it, rather than the fear-based scarcity people who are stuck in jobs and listening to the brainwashing of big corporates.
Yeah. You never want to look back and think, what if? That what if is like what terrifies me. Never mind. Like, I bet
And that's
you
what I
guys,
get to
like,
as well. I remember like shit that we do now, I'm like, fuck, I don't know, we could just cruise. And I'm like, okay, well, what if someone else does it?
Yeah.
That kills me. I'm
Could
like,
you
nah,
imagine
I
you
couldn't
held
watch
off for
someone
3
else.
months and then
Yeah.
someone, cool. And then what would, not necessarily in each other, but if you were to have another co-founder, what would be the worst trait that they could have for your particular leadership style?
For me, sloppiness.
Laziness.
Very good, yeah.
I hate lazy people. Fuck.
Yeah.
Gets me going even thinking about it.
Would you work for yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, personally, I would. I think I'd be a great manager for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What kills startups, specifically within recruitment?
Short-term thinking.
Oh.
Chasing lazy deals, which aren't right. Spending the money you get
Yeah.
because you haven't got a grand plan or you haven't got bigger ambitions.
Mm.
You see the people who start their agency and then they've got nice watches and they're doing all this fancy stuff,
Yeah.
which is great, but it's short money and it's a short game.
Yeah, mine's the same but different. Mine was standards, and it's letting your standards slip to take the shit or the quick fee.
Yeah.
But you give a bad service, and then they might pay you your 15 grand invoice, but they ain't coming back to you.
Yeah. It's not worth it. What builds loyalty? Whether that's within people you employ or clients, candidates. What
good
builds
question.
loyalty?
Effort.
Yeah. Nice.
I'll be the most loyal person to anyone that comes here and puts in 100% every single day.
Yeah.
They'll have everything from me.
For sure.
I think owning losses as well is a big thing. I think if you fucked up, you've made a mistake or things haven't gone your way, fronting up and kind of acknowledging it and taking it on rather than passing blame or pointing fingers. Yeah,
for sure. Harwell in one word.
Supercharged.
Nice. I'm thinking the similar kind of lines.
We're about to fucking
I feel like I actually know the word that you're going to say right now.
Do you reckon? I don't fucking know it.
Wait, let me.
Kind of evolving is what I'm going to go for. What was your word?
Yeah, that's what Rosie said.
I thought, actually, well, no, I thought you were going to say world class.
Oh, nice. Nah, I think evolving is probably a good one.
Yeah.
Very good. Last one. How has this episode felt in one word?
Oh,
Fun. I was about to say, last one. This has been fun.
Yeah, it's been good.
I do actually have one more question after this, but this is the end of the
I've been
lightning
looking down
round.
the guts of this guy all episode, straight between your
Down
eyeballs.
the barrel.
Yeah.
It feels heated, I'm not going to lie.
Boat race.
This episode, educational.
Nice.
What did you say?
Fun.
Oh, fun. Well, you agreed with that. Oh, thanks, guys. Cool. So that's the end of the lightning round. But last question.
Can I have sponsorship? No.
Yeah, literally. Keep me in Australia. What is the one hill that you would die on, business-wise?
Ooh.
And think of this as like content of value for anyone. It's about start a business or early in a business.
Oh.
One pro tip.
Oh, okay. It's in for someone to start. I was going recruitment specific.
Whatever you want.
Mine ties into both.
I can't really understand the question.
Do you want me to give you the answer?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
My hill that I die on is that recruitment is the single most important thing in any business. And that's one, because I get frustrated with the old age master slave and recruiters are looked down on. So I would die on that hill because I think people need to respect it more. But if a founder or an entrepreneur is listening to this, starting out, you're only as good as the people you hire. Like the right people in the right seats make you an incredible business. All of the top business people in the world, Bartlett, Hormozy, Martell, you ask every single one of them, number one thing in business, they say it's the people.
Yeah.
Done.
Mic drop.
And this is probably only one I've really got involved with since starting Harwell, but as soon as you stop learning, you stop growing. Like I think some of the wins we've had have been because of conversations we've been then lucky to be involved in because of the courses or the fucking learning that we've done.
Yeah, for sure.
And without that, you're shrinking the whole time. And the person next to you, he's doing the work and they're outshine you and outgrowing you.
Ah, great answers, guys. I can't believe we didn't have the questions beforehand. That's wild.
I didn't read them.
Yeah, literally. I sent out a run sheet and then they were like,
personality.
yeah.
I've been analysing them all night.
Yeah. No, cool. Well, thanks, guys.
That was a cracker.
Yeah.
I think we're still quite similar, hey, but different, which I know is a bit of a cop-out answer, but
Yeah.
I think we've got the perfect mix of, we've got to share the same values, I think, but the way we attack things is different.
Even physically, like you've got hair, I haven't. I've got a beard, you haven't. It's
so
perfect.
true. It's like my head's like your head, but upside down.
Yeah. And don't say what else you think when you said physical.
That was a cracker. I thought we mixed it up this week. Cheers, Rosie, for making your podcast debut.
Pleasure.
You absolutely smoked it.
Thanks,
Great
guys.
segues. A lot to learn from.
Thank you. I was like in the mirror last night, like practicing.
See you next week, guys.